guys, my name is Alvian and I'm just back again here with another scalping setup video. So this time we're looking at a setup from Trader IQ, but I made some changes to it just to make it better, and we'll be backtesting it 100 times, or maybe around less than that, 100 to, well, it's 100 below, and we'll see how well it does in multiple markets and how long it took me to find that many trades. So this setup is best used on 15 minutes, and on Traders IQ's video, his setup was just a very simple secret EMA cloud and a BxTrender. Okay, so he said that in this video, he said that the histogram is not very important, but in my opinion, it's a very important and crucial part of this strategy. So, okay, let's talk about the trading rules for this setup. Okay, so this best works on 15 minutes. I wouldn't suggest using this for longer time periods. If you're going to look at longer time periods, I would use back from my other video, OTT, and I think that is a very good long swing trading indicator. So yeah, let's get back into the video here, and we'll be talking about how does this setup work. And I'll be on XRP USD TP just because it's futures, and I normally do futures as a calling. So I'm going to just explain this a bit. Okay, so for the first condition here, you would like to check on the 3 bars here. So what the 3 bars stands for is a very simple 21 EMA, 200 EMA, and 89 EMA. And the white color line will be 89, so let's just remember that. So normally how it should look like if you're going for a long trade should be green, white, and then red. But if you're looking for a short trade, then it should be red, white, and green. So this is your first confirmation. If you're looking at a green, white, red, then you're looking to look for a long. If you're looking at a red, white, green, you're looking for a short. So in this case scenario, like currently in the market, we see that it's indecisive. So it's green here, then it's white, then it's red. So this means that we don't want to enter position here, and we don't want to look for a trade here, because usually this doesn't work that well on ranging markets. It works really well on trending markets. So let's just take an example here. Let's go to perpetual, and then let's look at what I would like to call very trending. What is it? So yeah, this is considered as a trending market. So you can see that it's been like this for a long time. So this is a trending market, and if you see it very close to each other, like this here, this area here, it means that you probably shouldn't look for a trade opportunity, because the setup isn't that good for ranging markets. So anyway, let's get back to this. I'm going to use XRP as my base starter first, because that's what I use for a lot of my trade setup and backtestings. So yeah, we currently see that this is here. Let's show you, and the other okay, so since I already explained this part here, let's explain the BxTrender here. So the BxTrender basically shows you, the histogram basically shows you the volume that is currently trading. So let's look at this and let's compare this. So here means that there was low volume, then there was high volume, and so on, so on, so on. Dark green means that it's about, I would say it was about peak around this area, and then it didn't peak, so it went back up 2 bars, so it became like green here. Then it peaked and then started falling. So Trader IQ did say that it isn't that important in this strategy, but I think it's very important, because he's relying on when the next red dot shows a sell signal to exit. But in my opinion, I would exit when it is starting to turn either dark red, or light red, or dark green, because that shows you how it gives you an edge on to know when to exit and when to start, like when to exit really at a better position. So yeah, let's get into so now you know how the histogram works. Let's get into the other parts of the thing. So this shadowy figure here is basically a trend. It's basically a trend oscillator, I would say. It basically tells you confirms entries for you and confirms exits. So this isn't that important in my opinion. Like this shadow figure, Trader IQ did say it's very, very important. I would say it's less important. It's more of an entry confirmation tool, which is good, but not as important as he stated it was. The most important part of the strategy is the dots here. It tells you when to entry and when to exit. So let's give you an example. I'm going to use this. Let's go back here, for example. Okay, so let's go back here and let's look at this. Let's play one more time. Can I replay? So let's look for a much more hand-picked example so that I can give you an example of how it looks like. So let's go back to this here. It wouldn't show yet, so let's go a bit further. Okay, so here it means that it's invalid because the back here is green and it's not red, and it shows a red signal, so this is an invalid entry. And okay, let's just see if it. Okay, so yeah, this was an invalid entry basically because this was on green color, so we would have ignored this. Let me try and find a better one. Okay, yeah, found it. Yeah, this is a good entry. Okay, so first confirmation here is that we know that this is a long angle. So let's play this one more bar. Okay, so we know that this is a long angle. This printed a green color dot, so this means it's long. So condition 1 failed here, condition 2 here, and for it to be the last condition for it to be valid would be to check that it is green color, like the figure shadowy thingy is green color and the dot is green color, then you will be able to know that this is long trade. So how I like to put more relevance into this would be removing this and also adding 2 more indicators. Sure, I'm sure it means that you can't really follow it if you're not on premium, but it does help in accuracy of knowing what to trade and when to trade it. So the 2 indicators that I like to use a lot, which I really think that every setup should have, is the WAE. Usually I'm testing out the V4 version of it. It's not that well known, but I think it's good. But for this example, we'll use something that is older and more stable, which is the V2. Usually I would combine these two together with my chart. So it gives me more space. So it tells you the volume of the currently trading asset. So we saw here it was a dark green, so that's a lot of bulls. And light green, it means that it still does bulls, but not as strong as the dark green. So this is another confirmation tool we can use to entry. So this line here, let's do some settings first. We get rid of the dead zone line, and we will have only the explosion line left. So in this case scenario, we would like to trade it once the brown color moving average is like the bar is above the brown color moving average. So this is the second. This would be another indicator that you can use to confirm your entry for more filtering in terms of bad quality trades. And the last one would be my favorite. My favorite indicator would be the ADX and DI. Let's change some settings here to make it more visible. So to make it more visible, I would need to do whole stuff. And yeah, so basically what we have here is a directional momentum. I would call this a momentum indicator. So the blue color line would be showing you how the momentum is going at this current time. So how many buyers and sellers is the momentum. And the green color would be the bullish angle, and the red color would be the bearish angle. So if it's pointing downwards, means there's a small, like it's going downtrend for bulls. And if it's pointing upwards, means there's a lot of bulls for it, for this current time frame. So usually I do multi-time frame checking before I go into the trade. But if you're looking just for a simple setup, you can just use the 15 minutes to confirm your entry. My suggestion would be to check if the other lines are also, like, let's just go to 5 minutes and we can also see if the ADX and DI. So in this scenario, we would have a green color dot here for a good entry, a long entry confirm here, another entry confirm here for from the WAE, and the last point here is that there is momentum, but it is slowing down for the bulls. So this would be I mean, you can ignore this because you have 3 valid signals and only 1 invalid signal. So for me, I will take this trade here and I will open a long. So we'll just put on a swing low and we'll put this to 1.15. Actually, Trader IQ did say that you should not limit your risk to reward ratio, but I think that having a 1.15 is sorry, yeah, 1.5, sorry, not 1.15 is a good like take profit time, but I would also write it out at the same time. So let's just write it out. I'll use 1.51 as a base to know when to like where am I happy to exit. So basically, once you pass the 1.5 risk reward ratio, you would change your stop loss from this swing low to break even. So let's just play this. Okay, so you can see here that it's going down, and the bearish is starting up. This is why I like this indicator a lot. It tells you a lot on like where the market momentum is going, which is something you really need to know every time you make a trade. So my favorite indicator so far is the ADX and DI. So let's just continue playing. Okay, we hit stop loss here. Okay, this is why we still have a stop loss at the end of the day. We hit stop loss here, and this was a bad entry. But another thing here is you are supposed to exit on the red color dot, as Trader IQ said. So let's just move this to here, and we'll still have a lower stop loss here. But at the same time, I will still say that this is not that accurate. Surprisingly, he said that this is the most accurate strategy. As you can see, that this is not that accurate. So yeah, this was a loss, and let's just look for another play here. Let's look for a short example so I can give you guys a short example. Does XRP not have a short? Okay, so here, okay, wait, here, no, okay, here will be a good example. So let's go back to our replay system, and let's go back to this dot here. Okay, so let's go back, let's go front by 1 bar, so that prints the red color. And if we look carefully, it is, oh wait, this is not yet. So it should be red here, but it wasn't showing up here yet. Okay, so here will be a good entry because this is red and this dot was here. Now you could wait if you see like a red and a red dot and a green, and you're not sure if you want if this is an entry signal. You can just wait out by 1 bar and check if the next one's red. If this is red, it's still a valid entry. So in this case scenario, it's a valid entry. Okay, so this is a good example actually. So the WAE says that this, we can see that it's a lowering volume here. So yeah, we can see lowering volume. Okay, and then we can see that, okay, we have a red dot here, and we did have a second confirmation here from the BxTrender. We can see on the indication here that this is a red, white, and green. So we know that this is a short position. And we can see here, that's very important, on the ADX and DI, the momentum is slowing down, but the red is above the green, so we know that this is bearish signal. So let's just run through a short position and let's set it up here. We'll just set this to the local swing high. So there isn't really much of a good swing high here, and it's too tight, I would say. So I'll put this at the 80 EMA. If I'm correct, that's 80, right? So yeah, 89 EMA, which I think is a good pivot, like a point for resistance. So we'll put this here, and we'll just put this to 1.5 as just like a base setup. Okay, and then let's get it running. Okay, so for this example here, we already hit take profit, right? So after we hit take profit, we wouldn't exit here yet. I would say we wouldn't exit here, but we would trim our stop loss from short position. Would be we entered here, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so we entered here. Our stop loss was at this area, and we'll let this ride out. But we will set our stop loss at the okay, let's, for example, I'm just going to do this here. We'll set our stop loss next at the time entry. So yeah, this shows us when we entry, and this should be 0 actually. So ignore the risk reward ratio because it's not supposed to be how it looks like, but we hit a 1.15, so we know that, hey, this is we trim it down to our stop loss to that, so we'll always be in profit. So let's continue. Okay, so we saw that here it printed a green color, and it shows that, okay, let's just move it back one bar a bit. Okay, so it hasn't printed yet, so okay, it prints here, so we get a confirmation exit here, and we did see that the ADX is pointing upwards for bullish. We can see the momentum going up, so we don't want to be part of this. So this is where we close our trade and take profit. So yeah, this is how you really want to go with this strategy. And if we go by and we just take profit here, let's move this. Yeah, sure, this was this current point. So we can see that this was a big, this was still 1.5 risk reward ratio. I like to set this at 1.15, sorry, 1.5, but you can also write it out. Writing it out gives you a potential to earn a lot more. But I would say that the most important part is to always set your stop loss, trim it down back to your starting entry so that you never lose money on your trade. So let's let this play forward more. So yeah. Okay, so here is another entry for short. So we could actually went for entry here. It was a red color, and this did show a bearish angle, and it did fulfill all our conditions. So we could have entered here for another short position. So, and I don't talk much about the WAE, but I think it's important still. A volume oscillator is always important. So in this current bar here, we can see that is decreasing volume. So the dark green became light green, lesser light green, and then just slightly a bit dark green, and then we see a red color. Then we see on this exact bar there was no volume. It's a very hard to see orange color, which means that we can entry this and it's indecisive. So indecisive means that it's a 50-50 between the bulls and the bears. So it didn't pass the line, but we can see that this is the volume. So, and past volume was red color, so we know that this means it will probably go up. So we have a 4 confirmation entry here, which is very good. You always want to have like 4 if possible, but you can ignore 1 or 2 sometimes because it's really hard to get 4. And by the time you get 4, you probably never just make a trade. So yeah, we can see that there was a very slight, let's pull this up a bit, and increase the size, orange color, so we know that this means that this will be a downtrend. Okay, and So yeah, let's just move this back down, and let's just open another short trade here for another example. So here would be another short trade, and as usual, we'll leave this to the swing high. So we can see swing high was here, and we can set this to 1.15 just as a base setup. Okay, 1.5, not 1.15, I'm sorry. We can see here, actually on this here, it says that the bulls are taking over, and the bears is kind of just smoothing out a bit, and the momentum is also going downwards. I will still take this trade because this means that this is just a very slight change. So I will still take this trade even though I didn't know what will happen. So let's just go forward. Okay, so we see here that it hit 1.5. Yeah, we see that here it hits 1.5. So we trim it down again. So we know that this was a short position that we entered at this price. Okay, so the stop loss will be set back to here, and we will just let this open up. So for example, this would just go. So let's just go forward with the replay. Okay, so we see that it prints a green color line here. Green color dot, sorry. Wait. Okay. So we can see that it prints a green color dot. Let's just move one bar forward here. So we can also let it ride out, like I said, after we trim, we let it ride out here. And we can see that on this exact exit, it was around here. So yeah, we would have taken this profit, and it would be a very big profit, about 2. So this would be a take profit. And we can see that this indicator does tell, like ADX does tell us that, hey, the bulls are here, it's going upwards. So it's pointing upwards, and the momentum is kind of on a 90-degree angle, along with the WAE kind of just slowing down on the bears, and showing us a slight green here. So we know that this is a good exit. So yeah, this is 2 short examples, the exact opposite for long. I'm pretty sure you get it at this point. So I'll get back to backtesting. I'll backtest on multiple currencies, like I said. XRP would be my main, but I'll be testing it on ETH and BTC as well, and I'll try to look for 100 trades. So yeah, I'll be right back, and I'll tell you how the backtesting goes. Okay, so just a quick update from backtesting and everything. I just want to say that what I figured out was that using Trader's IQ take profit mechanism, where you take profit every time there's a red colored dot, is actually hurting your performance really badly in terms of profit gain. So what I'm going to do from this part onwards is I'm going to take a 1.15 or 1 to 1 profit risk reward, or 1 to 1.5 risk reward. So risk will be on 2, loss will be on 2, and then risk, if I hit, it'll be 1.5. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it out there first because there is just too many opportunities missed. 1.15, like I backtested it so much, and it just has too many, like here you would have taken profit here, and you just missed out on so much here. So but what I noticed is that it's very accurate in hitting 1.5. So we'll just swap to 1.5 from now on. So yeah, I'll be right back after backtesting is done. I got back from testing and just wanted to add that I backtested this for a year, like XRP for a year, and the results were terrible. The profit and loss was terrible over at least about 30 trades. I found it in about half a year on 15 minutes. And I varied between 1 to 1 risk reward and 1 to 1.5 risk reward, and it was terrible. I'm gonna try to make this strategy better by making it, I'll just add a bit of different stuff into it, and we'll see how well it goes. But from what I can tell so far is that you probably don't want to use this indicator during a bull market, because in a bull market, I got terrible results. But for my friends who has been using setup recently, on their live test or live trade, they've been just winning, like making good plays so far. So yeah, I'll just make some setting change to make it so that we get more accurate signals here, and we can try to look at how we can do this. So the first thing I want to add is going to be an RSI. Not very sure which is the best RSI yet, honestly speaking, but I want to use I think a normal RSI or the one from last ago is fine, but I'm not using a stochastic RSI. You can also look at either stochastic RSI or just a normal RSI, but since we're going for 15 minutes, it's more of a scalping strategy, we can just add the stochastic RSI. So I don't think I need to explain this, but basically the lines here, 75 and 25, basically represent oversold and overbought. And if an asset is oversold, you should probably long it. If an asset is overbought, you should probably short it. So in this case scenario, like currently right now, you should be longing this. Okay, so yeah, I think by adding this, you eliminate out more bad trades, especially in ranging markets and bear markets. So I think this will be better along with ADX and DI. Yes, this is going to give you like you will need trading view premium for this, but I think it's worth it. Besides the WAE, I think we can use the updated version of WAE, which is the V4. I'm still testing this to see how well it works, but so far, as long as you can read this, you should be fine. For this, we get rid of the dead zone, and we're left with the two lines here, and we're left with the line here that shows us the volume of bulls and bears. So yeah, I'm going to just take away every single part of the backtesting I just did, and I'm gonna redo it on a different yeah, give me a second, let me just find my backtester. Yeah. I'm gonna just remove all of, I'm just reset my backtester, and we're gonna just do a simple 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio, standardized. If all of them if all of the indicators here agrees with it, so let's just say we get a short entry here and the ADX agrees, the stochastic RSI agrees, and WAE agrees, then we will put a 1.15 risk reward, so 1 to 1.15. And if it like one of them does not agree, we will use a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. But our main indicator to check for conditions will still be our secret EMA cloud and will be our BxTrender. The stochastic RSI, WAE, and ADX will be our secondary indicator to tell like what's good and what's bad. So yeah, this will be our 3 of them will be filters, and 2 of them will be our main conditions still. So we still stay true to a Trader's IQ video. But as far as just using those 2 alone, I don't think it's a good idea, honestly speaking, because you just have from my testing at least, I did it when XRP was at $1. I was drawback of like 20% on my account value, so it was just not good. So I'm just gonna reset this with an account size of 1000. I'll change it 100 just to make sure, and 1 to 1.5 risk reward. And yeah, we'll just try to figure out like how well this strategy works. And instead of using it on XRP, I'm gonna do it on Ethereum, so that gives us a more general perspective on how well this does. Because like I said, not like I said, but well, normally the market follows ETH and BTC. I think ETH is a good index tracker in my opinion. So yeah, we'll be using that. This does look a bit messy, but I think once you kind of understand it, you'll be fine. I'm gonna try to make it less messy. WAE can definitely go down, or actually WAE is not needed at all in the first place. or barely needed, so you can actually just remove this. I just like it because it gives us a volume indicator. I think every indicator needs, every strategy setup needs a volume indicator. We can go back to the version 2 since it's easier to read, and we can just use this onto this, and this will become much more cleaner. And sorry about that. But yeah, I'm going to just backtest this on Ethereum. Okay, sorry about that. Nice alerts are going off, but yeah, I'm just gonna backtest this for about a year, and we'll see how well it does, and I'll get back to you guys soon. BRB. Okay guys, I'm back with, and I'm kind of done with the backtesting. Kinda, not really, but kinda. I don't want to backtest too much because I don't have time, but I tested this out through the whole of October, basically a year ago. Well, actually not whole of October, basically for 15 days. I found 30 trades in 15 days. The P&L is 6.5%, and the win rate is 53.3%. From what I found so far from backtesting it so many times, about 100 times, including the XRP one, is that limiting yourself to the secret EMA is actually really bad, because you can have really good shorts and also really good longs in when the 50 EMA is below 200 EMA, along with the 26 EMA. So I think what you can do is use the secret EMA as a secondary indicator to know when to enter, and use the BxTrender to be your first main indicator to when to enter. So if, let's just say, go back to here, this is green and the backline is green, I will enter long here. And if this is red and the top is red, I will enter short here. But I would also consider like using like the secret EMA cloud. Is it in a downtrend? Is it an uptrend? What are we looking at? I don't think that this is the magical answer to answer literally 80% win rate. I think that this setup is really good, but it would use more common sense than actually just indicator alone. So if you're looking to automate your strategy, I don't suggest this, because this actually takes a lot of human thought process to use to do it very well. So yeah, I would give this setup that I have currently with the secret EMA cloud, WAE-SHK, BxTrender, ADX and DI, the Stoch RSI, I would give it about a 9 out of 10. Despite the bad win rate. The reason why I would like to, I want to give this such a high score is because I feel that if you put in common sense, like there was a lot of times where I was backtesting here, I was like, this is definitely going to be a bad play. You definitely shouldn't go for it. But it showed me the indicators and the confirmation entry, and I went for it. The other thing I found out was that you don't really want to have a 1.5 risk reward ratio. It actually misses a lot if you do 1 to 1 to 1.5. If you do 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, I think that you hit most of the time. I think the win rate would be about 70% if you hit 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. So yeah, I think that's all for this scalping setup video. No offense to Trade IQ, but I think that the strategy that you show others on natural gas just isn't that well, because I tested it in 2 different markets, which was XRP and ETH, for about the same amount of trades each, and I can say that it was just not as good as what he said in the video would be. I think that if you do a 1 to I mean, sure, riding out your win rate is kind of good, but I don't like that take profit thing, because I feel that most of the time when you see the indicator give you a red dot to close, you're either in a loss or you just taken profit. You could have taken profit much earlier and gotten your profit much sooner and higher. So yeah, I would suggest a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. Stoch RSI, ADX and TI, BxTrender, WAE, and the secret EMA cloud as your setup. I would say that this win rate will get up to around 70% to 80%. The settings are just default. There has been no changes to settings, but I think they do really well. Even in a in a bull market, they did really well. If I use some common sense, it would do much better. And if I were to use a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, I'm pretty sure I can do like much better as well in terms of any trade that I make here with the setup. Just yeah, use I would just say that use the WAE, secret EMA, ADX, and Stoch RSI as a secondary indicator, and your main indicator is going to be the BxTrender. So if the BxTrender does give you a red color dot, and it does give you a red color like backline, go for the short, even though the secret EMA is not there. If the others agree that is, like, let's just say ADX here agrees that this is a short, I will have went for this. Like, despite this being there, I would have went for the short here. Sure, this was green, but the ADX is going up, the RSI is going down. I would like to make some profit here, so let's just play this. Let's play short position here. So the red that was here. So it'll be around here, I would assume. Yeah, so it'll be there, and swing high, and this will be a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. Yeah, let's just 1.25, and you could see that it already hit the take profit within like quickly. So yeah, it really depends on the other indicators to give you confirmation entries. You can't take just one, like two of them. I think that the secret EMA is a very bad first confirmation. BxTrender is a good indicator, especially the dots are really important. The histogram really tells you when, if you want to exit. Let's just say that you didn't set the profit at 1.5 and you want to ride it out. I think that the histogram here is very important. If it starts showing you like a slow momentum or slow volume, you would use that as an exit instead of using the red dot. So let's just say if we go back to here, okay, this was the max, right? And I went for long here, for example, and this was the max, okay, and it started slowing down here. So I would have taken profit here before the red dot even appeared. So then you would take a much higher risk reward ratio. Much higher profit than what you get after dot. So when dot lands, it will be out here, and you would be in you would have about 1-to-1 basically, or below 1. But if I took profit here, here, so at the top of the candle here, this would give me about the at least one risk reward ratio. So yeah, I think that this setup is good. Just use 1-to-1, and yeah, I guess that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching this scalping video, and yeah, I'll try and make more setups and innovate a bit more along with using my backtester. I'm using Trader's Edge as per Trade IQ's video to make my backtesting strategies and everything like that. And yeah, I think so far this is a very good strategy for 15 minutes, and I would just continue using it as long as I can. Just remember that you bank off the date zone line, you don't need that. And yeah, see you guys in the next video, and hope you guys enjoyed this. Good luck traders, and see you guys in the market.